we go. Good
Right.
afternoon, good morning, good evening to all our viewers from wherever you are watching us this Sunday, this blessed day. We are here just want to show you that, oh, God has been so great. He has taken us the second week of 2026. We are here to give him thanks. And part of that thanks is to share the goodness that he has opened our eyes to. Let me be specific and say as immigrants, but it's open to everybody. I'll say as immigrants just because it's some pain. It has been an alleviation to some of the pains that we've been having here, having moved to a new country. And so, but it's not necessary for immigrants, it's for everybody, as we have been learning. And so it's still a little bit early in the year, so we just want to check on ourselves. How are we doing? How are we doing? And what is this inner you pushing you to? What are you eager? Come December of 2026 on the 31st, when you look back, what will you tell yourself or pat your back on that matter that I went through it? It wasn't easy, but then it answered a nagging that I had in myself. Because truth be told, as a human beings, we are made of layers. There's so much to who you are that I want you to give yourself permission to unravel. And it just starts by you being curious enough to start asking yourself, what is Lynn made of? How far can Lynn push herself? Regardless of what the current situation is telling her. And so that is what we want to discuss this afternoon with my sisters here. We just want to dig the inner child. Each one of us has a yearning that either we have already reached to, or a yearning that we are sure, very sure, given permission, we can reach out to. And more of it, usually it's not about ourselves. More of our yearnings are directed to what an impact we can have on another person. Because when you show up as the full Carol, as the full McKenna, as the full Benna, the whole world changes, starting from the world that is around you. And so that is what my sisters are gonna help me unravel today. But just to get us started, we're talking about the winner's image. We're talking about the winner's image. You are a winner. What image should you have as a winner? That's what we're talking about today. And yes, as I said, facts might be saying something, but somebody said something. Don't give me facts. Give me the truth, because the facts are always changing. That is from one person, Patricia Chambreau. And so as we begin to dig in, because each one of us, like I said, that yearning is what we call a dream. We are all dreamers. I'm gonna just go ahead and a snippet into one of our major people we follow, because success leaves footprints. Somebody says this, that when the dream is too big, the facts don't matter. And I'm going ahead and just, rather than saying it just read something here quickly. The facts have never stood in the way of the winner. The winner is a dreamer who understands how to turn their dreams into reality. And in so doing, they create a better, more beautiful world for everyone. The facts may be real. They could represent strong opposition. Nevertheless, the facts don't matter to the winner. That person who holds in their heart a splendid image of their dream. Throughout the ages, the winners have referred to a place within each of us called the higher self. That place where an image of perfection exists that is continually attempting to express itself. This higher self persistently sends stimulating and upbeat messages to our conscious. Messages that are meant to protect our integrity and our wholeness as creative beings. Messages coming from the heart always have a complete disregard for the facts or the surrounding circumstances in our lives. Unfortunately, 99 out of every 100 people misread the signals they are constantly receiving. Rather than viewing these images with their inner eye of understanding and seeing them as truly unique pictures that are packed with power, possibility, and promise, these images are considered idle wishes, ridiculous fantasies, or daydreams. Again, don't give me the facts, give me the truth, because the facts are always changing. Back to our discussion. Sister Carol. No, Sister Benna. Let me start with Sister Benna. Introduce yourself, and then I will have you share on some of the facts that have you been using to shrink a dream that has originally been placed in your heart.
Thank you, sister. Thank you for this chance. Just to introduce myself first, my name is Benna. I'm a mom, a nurse, a digital business owner, a mentor, originally from Uganda, now living here in the UK. So thank you for this platform. Thank you for giving me the chance to answer these questions. What facts have you been using as permission to shrink your dream? Ooh. Yeah, oh my God, this is a big question. Because, we always have so many things that we think we can't do, or we try to use as excuses, So this is quite a question that I have to think about so much. What facts have I been using as permission to play small, to, not to motivate myself or to push myself or to learn anything new? Some of those is like, you always, I don't have time. Time is always there. I don't have time. I have children. Don't expect me to do this and that. I have children. I have work. I work so many hours. I work long hours. I'm too tired. So those are facts that I use. At least I know I used for myself. Though some of them I'm still fighting with them to completely, overcome, because you think to yourself, I'm working these long hours. How do I expect to get something on the side? How do I, I have children in the mix. I'm always tired. There is no time. Maybe I'm an immigrant. I have all these bills, all these responsibilities on me. If I was back home, at least, things, I have people to help me out. So these are the facts I've been using as permission not to do anything bigger for myself, or not to dream bigger. So the dream can be too big, but if these excuses, you don't change your mindset to say, I have to overcome this, I have to work on this, these facts will always say yes to you, and they will limit you not to do, or not give you permission to do bigger things. You always shrink to those dreams. You always shrink those dreams that you have all the time. So these facts, yes, but they are not what we are. We can always overcome. We can just have to change our mindset, because they are not they're not God's final word, because God has bigger things for you. God has bigger things for me. So if you have these limiting facts like I have now, or I had some of these, I can't say I've completely overcome them, but I'm working hard, because you have to acknowledge them to be able to overcome them. And that's what I'm trying to do. Acknowledge that, no, yes, as much as I'm tired, I have 24 hours in a day, let me get this 1 hour to change that dream of mine, to work on that dream of mine. Maybe the kids are here. When the kids go to sleep, let me give myself half an hour here to work on my dream, and then I can go rest. So you have to, first of all, acknowledge those facts that are limiting you, are limiting your dreams, and then move on, and then, you know, work on them to get yourself where you want to be. So don't let them give you permission to shrink, to shrink all the dreams that you have. Because if facts were final, many of us wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be here today because, you know, we've said, yes, this is a fact and I can't overcome it. We wouldn't even be doing anything. We wouldn't be learning these new skills because, you know, we have put in our heads that this is the final. If facts were final, you know, moms, dads wouldn't even rise because you are only thinking, my kids are fed, they are clothed, they are in school, they are this. It is too much. Yes, I know for everybody, but how have you planned your life? How have you planned your day to be able to put also your dreams at the front line of these things that are limiting you to do what you need to do? So that's what I say is, like, you know, acknowledge them first, because if you don't acknowledge it, you won't know what you need to work on. So, you know, you won't be able to live beyond just a survival mode. When you acknowledge that I'm just surviving, I need to find a way to start thriving in my life, in my work, in my business. These are the things you have to acknowledge. The dream in your heart didn't come from, you know, just your situation. It came from you, from you wanting more, from you wanting freedom, from God opening your heart to these things that, you know, you need to work there, to work at this, to be able to achieve this. So God never places these dreams into us without already making a provision. The provision is you taking that action and saying, what can I do for myself to be able to move forward, to be able to overcome these limiting beliefs that I have for myself. So because these facts will describe where you are, but they're not going to tell you where you can be if you worked on them, if you removed those obstacles. Faith decides where you are going. So if you have that faith, even if this fact is there, yes, have the faith and you will see yourself, have the faith and take action, and then you will see yourself moving forward, you know, working on those dreams, you know, canceling out all those limiting beliefs or limiting facts that you are bringing forward to your, you know, to your front or whatever it is. So you don't need perfect conditions. You just need that courage to start something small and stay consistent. We are here every day to give you something small that can maybe shift your mindset, to find a new way to do something good for yourself, to work on that dream, to be able to provide a future for yourself that you will be happy about. Your mom, you know, you are a mom, your children are watching you, they are learning from what you're doing. So if you shrink and they see, you know, they grow up seeing that, you know, even if I don't do much, things are gonna be like this. The kids will not be able to motivate themselves. They need to learn from you by seeing what you are doing. That's why we need to try and stop, you know, worrying about the things that don't develop us in our life. We need to start using that. Don't to, you know, to put these, these facts in our mind and decide what we do for our lives. These facts are learning, you know, are learning, what do you call it? Are learning maybe possibilities.
Opportunities.
They're learning opportunities. Yes. They give you something to work on. It is something, what you need to do is just write it down and know, okay, yes, I'm tired. I don't have the time. The kids are there, but how can I plan my day for today to be able to fit in the things that I like to work on, the dreams that I want to, you know, to be able to achieve. So just make a little plan and try and follow it. You may not do it perfectly at the beginning, but if you follow it day and being consistent, you'll find all of these things will become easier. The main step is be consistent every day. I can be maybe me, I'm able to do an hour. Somebody else maybe just say maybe half an hour, maybe 15 minutes here and there. But those 15 minutes will grow, will become bigger, an hour, 2 hours, and you'll see things are working. But if you just write them down and don't take action, of course, nothing is gonna work. So stop shrinking. What you need to do is acknowledge, take action, and be consistent with it. Your dream is bigger because your purpose is also bigger. So that's, this is the message I want to give to all of those who are listening to us, that if you have facts that are limiting you, the facts, that are keeping you shy, keeping you in a corner, acknowledge them and work on them to be able to change your life. So thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my sister. I mean, there's so much she has said. Anybody listening to us, you can relate with her from any level. Like she said, you are mother. And so what? Okay, you are an immigrant, but you are the same person who made that move, that huge move to a new country. Why? Because you had a faith for better tomorrow. And so you have come this far. There are facts around you telling you, yes, you don't have a helper. You are the driver, like I normally say, you're the driver, you're the teacher, you're the passenger at the same time. But then it is you who dictates what happens when with your free time. Because truth be told, out of the 24 hours, you have not less than 10 hours lying free somewhere. That if you look at it keenly, and let me say, let's get out the 7 that you need for sleep. You have 3 and plus 2 somewhere hanging to make a change for yourself. And as we are saying, we are here for purpose. We are here for purpose. Don't get to a tomorrow and regret that you could have done something today to better it, whether as a person or as a mother or as a sister to that community or a leader in that given team. Thank you so much, Sister Benna. I'm gonna go ahead and bring forth Sister Carol. Sister Carol, what message has your heart been sending you that your mind keeps dismissing as unrealistic, but won't let you forget? As you come to answer, please tell us, who is Sister Carol?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you so much. My name is Caroline Fowan. I originally come from Cameroon, and I reside in Germany. I'm a mother of 3, a digital business owner, and a mentor. I'm excited to be with you today, sisters, and thank you so much, Lynette, for the question. When I listen to this question, I call me the old me then. When I listen to this question, it brings me straight to where I used to before I got into the online business, right? I used to always have in my heart, like, you are meant for more. You are created for more. You're not just meant for managing bills and surviving responsibilities. God created you for more. You deserve more. I will hear that a lot in my heart. But at the same time, I will have my mind. Your heart is the inner you, right? And my mind would counterfeit that. He will respond in another form. He will like, listen, you have to be practical. You have to be practical. You got a job. You have commitment. That's life. And I will that message will just keep coming, and it will come, but it will not go away. That's the most confusing thing. I keep hearing in my heart, you are meant for more. God created you for more. You're not just there to manage people. You're not just there to survive responsibility. And at the same time, I will have my mind saying another thing. He will like, you know what? You have to be grateful. You got a job. You got commitment. And that's life. Be practical. Be realistic. And I keep thinking and I keep saying, wow. But what bring a turnaround in my life was when I actually begin to know, if you are a Christian like myself, I begin to think, I think that the inner man is right. Because when Jesus said, I've come that you should have life and life more abundantly, he was not just talking about spiritual life, he was talking about physical life as well. And so that thought will come back even more when I'm tired, when I'm exhausted. Because I used to work long hours. I was exhausted. So when I'm exhausted, that thought came more. You are meant for more. You're not meant for all this exhaustion. When I look at the calendar and I realize that the time is not mine. I cannot decide. I had to go, right? And that thought will keep coming back. It will keep coming back. And but I know within me that my heart was right. So when I stumbled upon this business, it resonated with my heart. It resonated with my heart, not my mind. So it resonated with my heart. And that's the time I realized that it's time to do something different, because it will come back even more when I see ordinary people, and I saw a whole lot of them before I become part of this business. When I saw ordinary people, building flexible and sustainable business online and making it, that thought come back. Caroline, you are meant for more. You can do it. But that was a still voice of God telling me. It was telling me that now I know. Now I know that it was not just some fantasy, although that time I used to think it was just my wishes, thinking over my wishes. It's things that I wish. That's what I'm thinking over them. But then when I started the business, I realized that was not just my wishes, was not just different thought. It was the still voice of God trying to align me with the life that he has created for me. Because now it's not about counting how much money I have made on my business. It's about looking at this perspective where the business is taking me. It's about looking at the structure the business is giving me. Now I know I'm building something. I'm building something that is taking me somewhere. That I'm not longer going to be, on somebody's own time clock. That I'm no longer going to be, being someone that I can't have a time with me or my family. I know something is changing, because one of the things that I realize is that building wealth or building business online is not an overnight thing. But when you work at it, you could always see the purpose. You could see where it's taking you. You could see the tomorrow even now. And those of us that are Christians, and we know that the things that have come to us that are good things are coming from God. And we know that we can call those things that be not as though they were. I begin to see even now that I have a more flexible and a sustainable future. I have a future that is coming, that I have more time, I have more finances, I'm able to reach out to many different people. I can see it right now. So that's what is also what I said, this business gave me structure. And I realized that the thought that my heart had was something God's put in there. And it has helped me to align. This business helped me to align with those thoughts and start pursuing them. So the unrealistic thing was what the mind was saying. All right. And what my heart was saying was the realistic thing that aligned with my value, my expectations, my purpose. So I would say I believe that many people might be out there listening to me right now who had maybe having those kind of thoughts in their heart and in their mind. They are like conflicting thoughts, right? They are conflicting one another. Your heart is telling you something that you could know is positive. You could know it's taking you somewhere. And your mind is conflicting and trying to bring out what you have now and trying to tell you that's enough for you. No, it's not enough. My experience has shown me it's not enough. If that thought is a good thought, it's time to dive into it and see where God will take you. So thank you so much, Sister Leonard. I hope I've said something that helps someone.
You have said a lot. I came so that you can have life and have it in abundance.
Yes.
What does abundance look like for you? Is it more time for your family? Is it more finances so that you can have an increased impact in your purpose? What does abundance mean for you? And so, yes, my sister, if you haven't, then you have done it for me. You've said so much in that one statement that leaves us to question everything that so far we have known about ourselves and what God really intended for each one of us.
Mm-hmm.
So for the viewers, yes, Masim Kami, my sister, hello, you're most welcome. I favored Julie, you most welcome. As we share, feel free to put any comments. Yes, Sister Benna reminds us that facts describe where you are. Your faith will decide where you are going. What does abundance look like for you? That if it's attached to any yearning that you have, if it's overwhelmed, one of the prayer requests we had today was for those ones that feel overwhelmed with life, may God give them peace. And so, because we are overwhelmed because we don't know what is available for us. Once you know what you have access to in the richness of His goodness, most of these things that we have that are limiting us will just call on you to say one yes. And that one yes takes you to a totally different operational and horizon existence. So thank you so much, Sister Carol, for reminding us of the richness that we already have.
Amen. You're welcome.
I'm gonna go to our least but not last, Coach in the house. Oh, my sister,
Yes.
Makena. As you introduce yourself to those ones who don't know you. So if winners create a better, this thing keeps on going. I think let me change something here so that we can read this. The timer off. Okay. So that it's before us. So if winners create a better, more beautiful world by acting on their inner image, what part of the world is waiting on you to stop misreading that signal?
Ooh.
Sister Makena, welcome.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Thank you for those who are joining. Thank you for the comments. We just want to appreciate you. Yeah. So my name is Makena. I was born and raised in Kenya, but I live in the US with my children. And I just want to thank God for who He is in my life. Today is just a blessing to me. And we always say that we're here for you, to talk to you, because already for us, we took the step of faith and we joined this business, but still we cannot be quiet. Yeah. We have to keep on talking to somebody there wherever God direct us. Thank you for this wonderful topic. I already feel blessed. You've already spoken to me in so many ways. And I'm trying here to talk to somebody. Yeah, if winners create a better, more beautiful world by acting on their inner image, what part of the world is waiting on you to stop misleading the signal? That's so powerful. I am a preacher, and today I was talking about the sirens. Most of the time, when you feel like there is a lot of things hidden in you, God is still calling you to refract His light, yeah, to the world and to this generation. So that inner image in you is very important. If winners create a more beautiful world by acting on their inner image, then the part of the world waiting on me or you is the space where I have been hesitating, yeah? Probably to trust God for what He has already shown unto us. And I want to say that God works in so many ways. God speaks to us in those tiny things sometimes that you cannot imagine. And most of the time, we can sit and say, oh, it's the people, yeah? There are so many people that are meant to encourage, but I stayed quiet. I remember before I started this business, I really had a struggle in me. There was that inner me. I like what Bernard talked about. What is that? Are you able to sit down and say, hey, what am I supposed to do here? Where am I supposed to be at this time? So for me, there was something that was speaking to me that I needed to change. Something I never knew that this business would be something that I can say that, oh my goodness, I need to encourage somebody out there. And maybe you're just there, you're quiet. There's that inner image, there's some that inner purpose that God is putting in you and saying, hey, I'm going to bless you through 1, 2, 3, but you're so quiet because you're misreading that signal. And again, can you imagine about those conversations you have postponed because you're like you don't feel ready? Maybe we are now in 2026. You're like, oh, January, I'll do something. Today is on 18th. We have only 13 days to go. And you're just there. You're like, I don't think I can start this. You're not still feeling ready, even if there's something that is still in your spirit. Yeah, the vision that you have watered down. Yeah, because you're fearing to be misunderstood. You're like, I don't know what people will say. And most of the time, people always say, but you're still there wondering, what will people say about me if I start this, if I go online? Will people think that I'm that poor, I need money? Or maybe all the time you're like, oh, I have enough. You see, people living in diaspora, I'm sorry to say, most of the time we live lies, yeah? We live in lies. Yeah, you have all those debts that you need to pay. You have all those bills that you're struggling to pay. But still, you're like, what will people say? Something is like prompting you to do something, and you're like, oh my goodness, what will people say? So, that vision that you have, that desire that you have, but still, you're like, oh, people will not understand. Live about people. Yeah, live about people. Sometimes we misread the signal. Yeah, where we call fear wisdom. Hey, I think I'm wise enough. I don't need to go there. As a pastor, most of the people have said, "Hey, McKenna, what are you doing online? Why should you be doing this?" I'm like, "Oh my goodness, why should I be afraid of what people say or wherever they push me? It is my life, it is me." And sometimes we misread the signal. Hey, we call delay preparation. Oh, I'm still preparing myself. Yeah. I'm not ready yet. I am about to get there. And other times we call comfort peace. I think I'm at peace. I'm at comfort. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But deep down, we know that the world isn't waiting for that loud voice or the perfect plan. Can you imagine if you all waited for a perfect plan? That everything will just be streamlined for us. The fear will not be there, we'll just come and conquer. Karen has talked about here, building something online is never easy. So the patience, yeah, just the world will never be prepared for us. I wish they could. I wish we can just ask for a miracle and pray and fast and ask for that miracle. For God just to come and pay our bills. Oh my goodness. You have to work and do something. Maybe it's the waiting for alignment. Oh, my spirit has not accepted yet. Maybe you're just there. Stop second guessing, the call, and start responding with response. God wants you in this, because I always tell people that this business has started to be a ministry for me. I am reaching out to people. I am encouraging. I am supporting people. Yeah. That means it is something that you need to respond to. Don't just wait for those misleading signals, the fear, and all that. When you stop misreading the signal, you start seeing things different. Yeah, when you take that bold step, you start seeing things different. You start speaking with clarity. Yeah, you'll be led with compassion. Yeah, you'll be able to move with faith, not permission. You don't need permission from anybody. Yeah, and here is the truth that someone has healing, courage, and the next step is tied to your willingness to act today. There's somebody out there who is just waiting for you to start, and their life will change just by you. So don't hold yourself. Yeah, and again, I want to say this, or to ask you, what part of your world is waiting on you? Yeah, to stop misreading the signal. Is it your family? Lena's talked about, is it your family? Is it your calling? Is it your voice? Is it your faith in action? What are you waiting for? Because when one person aligns the inner image with the truth, the world becomes a little more beautiful for everybody, for our children. Can you imagine? The children, that time. Can you imagine about that family you prayed for? And right now, everything is not working because no one has time for each other. You're just up and down, up and down. You have no time even to sit or eat together. Yeah? What part of your world is waiting on you? Especially when you stop misreading those signals. Because one person, when you're able to align, things will just change for everybody. So today, I want to welcome you. Join us. Stop wasting time. Stop just thinking that, oh my goodness, this is not the right time. I want to tell you now is the right time. So please join us and let's do this together. Back to you, Lynn.
I wish I had that. Can you do it for me from your end? Clapping.
Oh, okay. Let me do it for you.
What part of the world is waiting on you? The you that is no longer belittling what you're made up of, the you that is not shrinking, the you that is not waiting for permission. By the way, whoever you're waiting permission from are also struggling in their own way. And maybe, just maybe, you're the only person that soul can look unto. And from what you do today, you give them permission to also breathe, to also hope, to also see light. Because believe me, your impact is being awaited. Your impact is being awaited. And as I said in the beginning, and as my sisters have said, only till when you are the whole you can we now sit back and say, yeah, she lived to her dream. He lived to his dream. Because we'll see the impact, we'll see you, we'll feel you, we'll see you, we'll hear, and we'll be touched by your move. Again, if any of our talks has excited you in a way, just remember that is your higher self talking to you. Look at it this way, that just above here, this is your higher self. Right now you are here. The moment you say yes, you get here. And the moment you get here, you now become the best impact that another soul can lean on and see a tomorrow that is better. What part of the world is waiting on you? Hey, we most welcome Thakuri watching us from Canada. Thank you so much, my sisters, for being here. May God just rain blessings on you as you continue to share these blessings with the rest of the world. Unless any one of you has anything to add, I will say have a blessed night, a blessed evening, and a blessed Sunday. And as you start this new week, what part of the world is waiting on you to say yes today? Bye-bye, everyone. Talk to you next Sunday. Bye.